Hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug says you can call me queen. I got this especially for my sample queen series, and as you can see, I finally have a crown. This was a gift from my oldest daughter for me to go ahead and use as a crown. Not quite the crown I was thinking of, but you know what? It works. Today's tea is from TeaPigs. It's the super fruit that I got in my Sips By box. I love this tea. I love this tea. It is very fruity. It is a beautiful, strong flavor on just one tea bag. I love this tea. I love it. Oh, that's so good. So good. Yummy. I actually want to buy a box of that tea. So, as noted down below, we are primarily doing masks, but I'm mixing it in with my sample queen series because I also have 4 different samples, of which 2 or 3 are not masks. So, but we are looking primarily at masks today. But we're going to get started on a couple of the non-masks first. And one of those is the Glam Glow Super Mud Clearing Treatment. I got this, I believe, in one of my Sephora orders, or possibly in that little pouch of stuff. This is super thin, but otherwise acts like a charcoal mask when applied. There was barely enough in the sample to actually cover my face, so I'm going on one use and one use only. I actually prefer not to do that, but with some of these smaller samples, that's all you can do. Turned kind of a light gray as it dried down. It did tighten some, and it kind of honeycombed over some of the areas of my face where I have issues. The skin was smooth when I took it off. It did feel a little dry, but it seems to do that with most masks. My radiance pad came up a little bit discolored. I'm interested in trying more of this one, but it is a little pricey for me. So I wouldn't mind trying more of this to give a fuller depth review of it, but it's something I can't afford to try more of. And we actually have a couple of things in here that are like that. In fact, some of them make Glam Glow look cheap. So, but yes, it was fairly decent for the time I did try it. It barely covered my face, but it did a good job. So the next 2 items are not technically masks. In fact, one of them is definitely not a mask. I think one of them could almost be considered an overnight mask. It's an overnight matrix. So it's sort of a combination of a moisturizing cream and a mask to me. The first one of those is this La Mer Moisturizing Cool Gel. You have to pardon me, I have to look at my notes. It's been a long time for some of these. It's a creamy, loose gel. You can barely see any in there, but there is a little bit left. It's white. Yeah, there you go. There's some of it. It has a really nice scent. It's like a really clean, somewhat sweet, almost, it kind of reminds me a little bit of spring, actually, just a little bit. It's very fresh. It's a very clean scent. I really do like that. You need very little of it. This should cover most of my face if I were to use it on my face, which I'm not going to do because I have makeup on right now. It does apply smoothly. It goes over your hand really well. It's a little too heavy for me in terms of once it's applied on my face. On my hands, it's fine. It has kind of a tackiness after application. And it felt kind of waxy and greasy in my T-zone in the morning. If you go lighter, you can actually reduce some of that waxiness and some of that oily T-zone. I never got rid of it completely. It's not really better than other moisturizers I've tried. I actually like my Clinique, not Clinique, Neutrogena, Moisture Bomb or Water Bomb. Anyway, it's a blue one. I actually like that better than this in terms of that, even though that one has a lot of dimethicone in it, and I don't think this one does. However, all that said, even without the issues that I had with it, being heavy, being greasy, feeling waxy in the morning, it is not worth $170. This came in some really nice, pretty packaging, but I would never spend that much on a face cream, ever. That blows my mind. $170. And I got another one in here that we're about to talk to that's even more expensive than that. So if you can afford it, great, but honestly, it's no better than any other moisturizing cream. So I can't recommend it for that price. I can't. That's just, to me, that's insane. There's a point where skincare products just get insane, and that's one of them. That's where they get insane. That's crazy. That's nuts. This other one is even nutsier. This is the Elemis Pro-Collagen Overnight Matrix for anti-aging. It's a wrinkle smoothing night cream. Again, came in a little pack. It's a very thick yellow cream. It smells really nice. You need very, 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 I mean, just even less than what I did with the La Mer. You don't need a lot of this to cover your entire face. It claims to smooth wrinkles, reduce skin stress, and give you younger looking skin. I never saw any of these when I used it. It's possibly too small a sample. You might have need to use it longer. This is another one that I had a possible allergy reaction. As you all know, I've been fighting an issue under my eyes for a while. This could be suspect. It's a second collagen item that I've tried, and the first collagen item was the first one to give me a reaction under my eyes, and it was for specifically under your eyes. And this one seems to have done the same thing and has taken longer to get over, possibly because it was a second reaction. Probably hampered also by our weather, which has been very hot and humid, because that allergy reaction ended up turning into something else. Regardless, this could have been the next best thing known to man to take care of skin stress and wrinkles and all of that stuff. I would not buy it because it's $230 for 1.6 ounces. No. No, it could have done everything under the sun, and I still would not buy it. That is just, those kinds of prices are just insane to me. No. 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 Have I said no enough? I have to say, I do not understand that kind of pricing. If you can get a really decent moisturizing night cream, a really decent moisturizing cream at all for $15 to $40, and you like it and your skin works with it, why? Just, it blows my mind. That is just too expensive. And like I said, it was the second collagen item to give me some kind of problem with under my eyes. And I think the other one was also very expensive. It came from Allergenist, I think. Something like that. And it too smelled really good, and it was a beautiful cream, but again, it was something after I tried it, and especially after the reaction, that I was just like, finally looked up the price of it, because when they send you these things, they don't tell you what the price is. And when I saw the price, I was like, I don't think so. Even if it'd work, I don't think so. So I'm going to move on now. But skincare, it does not have to be that expensive. I'm sorry. So next, I'm going to discuss a sheet mask. Now, we all know that Domi doesn't like sheet masks, and I try to avoid sheet masks I just got some sheet masks from Ipsy that are going into my 500 subscriber giveaway if I ever get there. But I did try the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Balm sheet mask. This one I actually liked a little bit. Still not interested in trying more sheet masks. But this one seemed more suitable because it was a moisture mask. It wasn't claiming to clean out the pores or anything. And honestly, with most of those sheet masks, I have a problem with that claim because you put the sheet mask on, everything's soaking wet and clammy and ew, which is one of the reasons I don't like sheet masks. You take off the sheet mask and then you're supposed to rub the serum in. Well, if you're rubbing the serum in, how can it clean out your pores? And if it does clean out your pores and you're rubbing the serum in, just doesn't make sense to me. So, a couple of things about this though that I really did like. It has, if you look on here, I hope you can see that. Here her face is blue, and then over here it shows her removing something, and then here her face is white. This is with just the mask on. This mask comes with this secondary layer to it that made it application very easy. You put the whole thing on and then you remove the second layer. And this second layer is a bit thicker and sturdier, so you don't have to worry about tearing the mask. You don't have to finagle the mask too much because it's also a bit stiffer, so it makes the whole application easier. Then you take that second layer off and you end up with just the mask on. This mask was also a larger size, which I liked because a lot of masks I've noticed they have the holes in the bad places and they're kind of tiny. So I like that this one I could actually adjust to move and actually fit my face and not feel like I was trying to take something really small and have it fit over something much larger. Which makes my face sound like it's really big. It's not, but the point being that I've noticed a lot of sheet masks tend to be on the smaller side. It did take a bit to rub in the excess serum. My nose and cheeks felt chilled while I had it on. But it felt like it left a film behind on my skin. The skin felt really nice in the morning because I do all that kind of stuff, my masking, late at night. So my skin, after I rubbed it in and I slept, my skin felt really nice in the morning. Very soft, very smooth. This is not a mask actually for me because it is a sheet mask. I still don't like sheet masks. However, I would highly recommend it for sheet mask lovers. I do think this was a very good sheet mask. I would use something similar to this if it wasn't in a sheet mask. I wouldn't mind having something like the Skin Active Moisture Balm in an actual regular mask rather than a sheet mask. But it is a good mask. I do recommend it if you like sheet masks. So the next couple ones, well, one of them I'm not even sure I'd call a sample. I signed up for a supposed sample of stuff. It turned out to be a subscription, which annoyed me when I found out later because seriously, that stuff should be like noted up in advance. They shouldn't say sample this and then, okay, now you are subscribed and we're going to be charging you this amount of money. So I don't know if this is an actual sample size or if this is the full size. I'm thinking this is the full size, but I did get it as part of trying to sample the NXN Nature to Nature products. This is the Power Detox Clear Complexion Mask. It's a light gray mask. I should have just a very little bit in here left. Yes. Okay. So it's a very light gray mask. It's very smooth. It goes over easily. Don't need a lot. This is one of those masks that you just really need a very thin layer. So I didn't need to use a lot. It was slightly tingling or stinging or heated up when it was on my skin. Basically, it's that feeling that you get with most clay masks that I've tried. You get that, I want to say heated up, but it's not quite heating up, but it's a tingly, warm feeling to your face. My radiance pads actually come up very, very clean with this one. My skin feels soft and smooth when I use it. My pores look better. They looked clean out. It's not quite a dupe for the Dr. Brandt vacuum mask, but it's an affordable replacement that works well. I think this is about $20, so I'm definitely interested in repurchasing this. Not on a subscription, but I would like to repurchase this individually. For 20 bucks, I would be very happy for. This was a really decent mask to use, so I do recommend this one. And I am going to use that last little bit in there somehow. So the next mask I actually picked up because my daughter gave me a sample of another mask, and I was picking up because they were on sale 2 for $5. So I wanted to pick up another one for that price, you know, $2.50, I'll take it. And that is the CVS Dead Sea Minerals Anti-Stress Clay Facial Mask. This mask is really, really blue. Really blue. Kind of a blue-green. I mean, just really, really blue. Very turquoisey, I guess, would be the color. It's very turquoisey. Now imagine that all over your face. Yes, the first time you see it, it's kind of shocking. It left my skin feeling soft and smooth and moisturized. And even my cheeks, which are the dry part of my combination skin, felt really, really nice. My pores looked really clean. My radiance pads, my radiance pads, I can talk. My radiance pads came up slightly discolored, but this has been something that I've noticed that happens with pore cleaners in particular. A lot of my other masks don't do that, but pore cleaners seem to do that. And a lot of the softness remained after I used my radiance pads. My radiance pads are kind of an exfoliator. They have a bumpy side, and then they have the toning serum on them. So a lot of times my skin will feel really good after a mask, and then I'll use that and my skin will feel different because of the toning. Then my skin won't feel as soft. And with the radiance pads, with this one, most of that remained on my skin. I really, really like it. It is actually full price. It's about $5. I do recommend it. I do plan to repurchase it when I run out of this. As you can see, you get 6 ounces. My only complaint is it's so wide. I can't use, I don't think I have one out here in front of me. Yes, I do. I can't use this thing on it to make sure I get everything out of the product, but that's okay. You know what? For $5 I can deal with it. And like I said, I got it on sale 2 for $5. So very, very happy with this. Do recommend it. It's CVS specific. I don't think you can find it anywhere. I did do an internet search, and the only place I think you can find these are CVS. Okay, so the next mask that I have is the one that I got. I went to CVS to buy and ended up getting this one with. And my daughter had given it to me in this small sample. And it's the CVS Avocado and Oatmeal Purifying Clay Facial Mask. I bought the big size because I liked it so much. This actually came with another small sample like this, but it was some sort of scrub, and it was for a particular, I think it was for dry skin. Can't remember. All I know is it wasn't for my skin, and it was a scrub, and I wasn't interested in it, so I gave that part back to my daughter and used this. This little sample actually lasted me for 3 maskings. So this one, it is very silky as it goes on. It's a very thick mask. Now, one of the things I've noticed about this one, you do have to shake it. It does sometimes get kind of liquidy. So shaking it helps, because this is a very thin consistency mask. It'll come out thicker after I've shaken it and made sure some of that extra serum and stuff is in there. As you can see some of the looseness around the part in the middle. It could also be our heat and humidity doing that. But it's a nice, smooth, creamy mask. It goes on nice and thin. It's silky as it goes on, and it kind of tingles and cools your skin as it dries down, which I really, really like. It's one of the reasons I liked the Dr. Brandt vacuum mask, is that cooling feeling on it. I really, really enjoyed that. This one has that same feeling to it, that cooling down. That cooling down seems to remain at least a little bit after you wash off. There's no chalkiness to it. It takes a bit more work to rinse it off, but my skin is left smooth and soft and not dry. Again, my cheeks were not dry. My Radiance pad does come up slightly discolored with this, but my pores look clean out. This one doesn't say, oh, it says in deep clean pores. So it does clean the pores. It does leave the Radiance pads slightly discolored, but I don't mind it because, like I said, it does seem to do that cleaning part. And I absolutely love this. This has become, the next mask used to be the mask that I used in between masks, in between my harder masks, my mud masks, and my the coffee mask that I like to use, and peel offs, and some of the stronger, less soothing, more focused on cleaning types of masks. I used to use my Shea Moisture Clarifying Mud Mask. I'm starting to use this more and more. I really, 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 really enjoy this mask. So I highly recommend it. Again, it's $5. You can only find it at CVS. I've seen that there are similar avocado and oatmeal masks that are listed on the internet. They aren't this one. I may give one of them a try. I think I have one of them sitting in my Amazon cart. Maybe. But I really enjoy this one, and you can't, from what I've seen of the other ones, you can't beat the price. I mean, $5, essentially. It's $5. And again, I bought it on a special with my Dead Sea for 2 for $5, so I actually paid $2.50, and it's also 6 ounces. Really love it. Highly recommend it. So my last mask I want to talk about is the Shea Moisture African Black Soap Clarifying Mud Mask. Came in this, like this. It's nice and big. I actually initially picked this up hoping that it would be a reasonable replacement for my Origins clay mask. It actually doesn't work for that. It's a little different from that. I need a little bit more than that. The texture of this one is different. It's not as thick. It's not as stiff. It doesn't dry down at all, actually. That's what it looks like on your skin. I still like it, even though it's not a replacement for the Origins mask. It's a good mask to use between my heavy hitters, or at least it was before I picked this one up. They're actually both pretty good, so I probably should alternate between them. I don't know if I'd repurchase it just because of the avocado mask, but it is not as soothing and cooling as the Yes 2 Cucumber Mask, which I've talked about before, and I also like. Not sure I'm repurchasing that because, again, I'm enjoying this one a lot. It doesn't dry down, and I think that's one of the things that's the only thing I really don't like about it, is it gets on your skin and it stays wet on your skin. So I don't think because of that, though, I don't think it forms the hold necessary to clean out your pores. With the ones that dry down, even if you wash them off, some of that sticks to what's in your pores to help pull it out and clean it out. This does not do that. And it actually, I don't think it claims to do that. It does say it's for blemish-prone skin. It says it draws out dirt and congestion while helping to absorb excess oil and improving the appearance of troubled skin. I don't think it really... The mud might do some of that, but I've not really noticed it doing a lot of that, if that makes sense. I haven't noticed any difference in cleanliness in my pores when I use it. It does feel good. It does clear the oil. I will agree it does that. My pad comes up clean when I use it, the Radiance pad. My skin feels clean and smooth and somewhat soft. My cheeks do feel a little dry. Don't need a lot. So this jar is actually going to last me a long time. I think this was about $15. I can't remember. I got it at Walmart. But although I do like it, as I said, I do like it, I'm unlikely to repurchase it because of this one. I'm also more likely to repurchase the Yes 2 because I like the cooling effect of that one. That's similar to this, and this one is cheaper. So, do I recommend it? Sure. If you want a clay mask rather than an avocado mask, this is a good mask to have. Price-wise, it's a good price. I wouldn't expect it to do a lot of pore cleaning because, like I said, I just don't think it actually, because it stays so loose and doesn't dry down, I don't think it actually gets the kind of hold it needs to actually clear out the pores, as well as some of the other masks. It does leave your skin soft. It does leave your skin smooth. So it is an okay mask. It's just not quite what I was looking for. It is a good soothing mask for between my heavy hitters, so I'll continue to try to use it and clean up my skin that way. But this is more for me to use to soothe my face after it's been through a lot, after my heavier, harder masks that do a little bit more work on my face. This is a good mask for that kind of thing for me. But beyond that, I like it, but I don't like it enough to repurchase it over this or the Yes 2. I think that probably explains it very well. Nice rambly explanation, but I think that explains it pretty well. Last, I have one tool I wanted to show you guys. When I first started masking, and I've been masking for about a year now, maybe a little more, I've been using my fingers. Recently, I decided to try to use a flat foundation brush. The problem was at the time I had given up the one flat foundation brush I had over to Project Beauty Share, and I didn't want to spend $10 or $15 on another flat foundation brush. That was my girly cat going back to hide. Don't know why. There's nobody going after her, but she went back to hide. But anyway, I ended up finally re-downloading the Hush app onto my phone. I had taken it off my phone because it wasn't quite working right. One of the updates, either in the app or in my phone, made it so it wasn't so glitchy for me. It's not glitching at all, actually, right now. And I did find a cheap $2 mask. It's an add-on, so you have to actually purchase something else. But foundation brush, that's what it was. So this is a $2 clean color brush, and I have been using it to apply my masks. I wash it right after I use it. I do not use it for the sticky masks that are going to dry down and be pulled. They're very, very sticky. I think they wouldn't work so well with this. I'm planning to get a gel type brush to try to use with those, but this brush has done a wonderful job. I'm really enjoying using it as a masking item. It helps. It doesn't seem to waste as much as when I use my fingers. It gives me a nice even layer of the mask on my face. It hits all the little spots that sometimes my big fat fingers can't get into. I really am enjoying this. So as long as I have not noticed any damage or any problems with it. Like I said, it's $2. It's from the Hush app. It's an add-on item, so you have to buy it with something else. With Hush, that's not a big deal. Everything over there is cheap and shipping is free. So pick up a $12 palette, pick up a mask, pick up this particular foundation brush. It's flat. From Clean Color. You have yourself a nice palette, plus you have the brush. But yes, I really enjoy using this. I'm very, very glad I decided to switch from fingers to brush, and it has worked out very, very well. And there we go. That's it. one of these days, I will be able to go through a video and not sound like an absolute idiot, or not have to, you know, edit out a lot. What are you doing? She climbed up on something else. Anyway, we're done for the day. You want to say hello? No, she's going to sit in the corner. Okay, we're done for the day. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and I hope it's been helpful to you. If you have not subscribed yet, I hope you will subscribe. And if you subscribe, I hope you will hit that notification bell to know when I upload. And even if you don't subscribe, I hope you will be back. And if you do come back, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. So good. Yes, I need a box of this. I need a box of this. That is so good.